Alright guys, so we were hiking along doing our cache and we ran into some geocache friends. So y'all want to say your names and where y'all from?
I'm Diana of the team of David and Diana.
I'm Ranger Fox from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah, so they came down today to get some caches and we got to talking and it's been a good time. So thought we would include them in our geocache video for today. So enjoyed talking to y'all.
You as
Nice
well.
meeting you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Amanda. I'm out doing some geocaching with Maddie and Tonks. And I was challenged by Taylor and Sabrina with Taybrina Adventures to do the Get to Know Me challenge. So we're out here, we're going to be answering some questions and picking up some caches. So let's go. Alright, so the first question is where are you from and where'd you grow up and where do you live now? And I grew up in the southern Maryland, DC area, and then in 2005 my family moved to North Carolina, and that's where we live now. So grew up in Maryland, and then we moved to North Carolina. Oh, hold on, we passed the cache. Alright, so we got the first cache. The next question is, do you have any pets? So obviously, yes, I have Tonks here. Tonks, you say hi? Tonka, hey. Hey, look. Tonks! Oh, hi, sweet girl. So I got Tonks in March of last year. She's about to turn 2 this year in November. And then Maddie also has a dog. His name is Guinness. I'll put a picture of him right here. He's very sweet. He's an old man. How old is he?
He's 8.
He's 8. She rescued him
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So he's a sweet old boy. So we have those 2 dogs. Guinness lives with Maddie's parents though, because we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's a little. All right. So the next question is, what activities you like to do as a kid? I have 2 siblings. I have a younger sister and a younger brother. My sister lives also in North Carolina, and my brother is in the Air Force. He lives in England. So we as kids, we like to get a playground. We like to play on the playground. We used to go in the woods. There was a little creek in our backyard, and we would build forts and stuff like that. So we always liked being outside. Alright, the next question is, what was the first car you ever owned? So when I was in high school, my parents bought a Toyota Yaris. It had manual locks and manual windows, but it had 4 wheels and it drove. So it was a good little car. And then y'all mostly know that I bought my own car earlier last year, and now I drive a Jeep Renegade. So if you want to see the video of my trackable on my Jeep Renegade, I'll link it here. So go watch that. Alright, let's do the next question. Alright, so if you could watch only one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? I would have to say Harry Potter. Am I cheating if I can watch the whole series over and over? But if I had to pick one movie, I would choose probably the 3rd one. I think that one's the happiest. It's when Harry gets to finally realize he has family other than the Dursleys. So he gets to think that he's going to live with Sirius and things are good before, spoiler alert, Sirius gets killed and everything else kind of goes downhill. But that's what I would pick. Alright, so the next question is, if you could meet any historical figure, alive or dead, who would you want to meet? Maddie and I were talking about this in the car, and we both kind of decided on we would want to meet Vincent van Gogh. We both like his artwork, and I also think he's just a really interesting guy. He had a lot of mental illness, obviously, and it's really just sad that he never got to see his work be famous as it is now. He never sold a painting while he was alive. Oh, he sold 1 painting while he was alive, and it was still not for really that much money. He loved to paint, he was good at it, but the world didn't know he was good at it until he, after he had passed away. If anyone likes Doctor Who, there's a really cool episode where the Doctor has to go back and he takes Vincent and brings him to the future and shows him the Vincent van Gogh Museum, which is a really cool episode. So if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's really good. Alright, so we just caught cache number 4, and we're gonna go on to the next question. During these times, what's one skill or hobby you'd like to pick up? So I don't really think I'm gonna pick up any new hobbies. I'd like to cache more often now that we aren't working as much and there's more time during the day. But there's one hobby that I have picked up, which is film photography. I got a film camera just before the coronavirus hit from a Goodwill for 20 bucks, and it's actually been a really good little camera. And I've slowly added to my collection and continue to shoot film and develop it at home, so that's been a fun little task. So that's what I'll be working on, is geocaching and taking more photos and hopefully posting more on this channel. So, alright, now we're into the geocaching questions. So the first geocaching question is, how did you get into geocaching, and when did you first start? So it's kind of a two-part story. The first time I'd ever heard of geocaching, this is kind of silly, was on a TV show called Switched at Birth, where there's a scene where the love interest of one of the characters is sitting by a pond and he's sticking his hand in. He pulls out a like a pelican box, and he pulls it out, and the only thing in there is, it's like a toy train or something. It's not an accurate description of geocaching, but he pulls it out, he puts the train in, and he replaces it with like a mini sculpture of Big Ben, and then he puts the thing back. There's no log signing or anything. There's that, and then I had a friend who had mentioned that they had gone geocaching. We talked about it and ended up going out and finding some caches. So that was probably close to between 2010 and 2012. And then one Christmas I got a GPS for Christmas. So then that started our tradition of going geocaching on Christmas Day with my brother and sister. So since then I've gone a little bit while I was in college, and then kind of picked it back up once I graduated. Alright, the next question is, what do you like most about geocaching in your area? I like that there's a lot of greenways like this, and that there's usually a lot of caches along the greenways. North Carolina also has, obviously, the beaches, the mountains, and you can find a lot of different types of caches all over the state, and I think North Carolina's pretty, and geocaching lets you see some of that. So next question is, would you rather find an amazing geocache in an average location, or an average geocache in an amazing location? So I think kind of both. I think the geocaches I like are ones that take you to cool places that you otherwise wouldn't have gone to by yourself. That being said, I also think it's kind of a cool secret club to be able to know that there's something there that most people wouldn't slow down to pay attention to. So caches that are in more urban places or more populated areas that aren't as spectacular as maybe off the side of a mountain cliff, but still it turns it into a place that you have a connection to. Does that make sense? Really, Tom? Really? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you enjoying yourself? So the next question is, what's a geocache milestone that you're proud of? I guess that would be, I just really like the doing the Geocache International Day of Geocaching with Taylor and Sabrina. that was fun. We found a lot of caches that day. I think that was the most caches I found in a day, which was, excuse me, close to like 30 or more. So that was a lot of geocaching in one day, and it was a fun day. So, and it was the first geo art that I had completed, so it was fun. Alright, the next question is, what is your next geocache goal? I think my next goal, hold on, we're narrowing in on ground zero. It's over here. My next goal would be to get more states. I want to find more geocaches in more states, so that's my goal. Alright, so got one more cache and then we have to walk all the way back. But what's one place you have not gone caching and would like to someday? So like I said, my brother lives in England. I think it'd be cool to go get a international souvenir. The only places I've cached are in the United States, so I think that'd be cool. Alright, and the last question is my favorite geocache memory. I would have to say that there was the sewer cache that my friends and I did. There's a video, I'll put that here if you'd like to watch it. But that was fun. Well, they had never gone caching before. Definitely pushed me to get outside my comfort zone. Definitely pushed them. And it was fun. So I like that. I think that's all the questions. So let's go find this last geocache, and then we'll head back to the car. Alright, so we finished all the questions, we got all the geocaches. If you like this, give it a like, comment below, do some of your answers. If you're a vlogger, I challenge you to do this challenge. I'll put the questions in the description below, so like it, share it, comment. See you all next time.